Today I'm going to record a video with Zombardment. This is a completely different take on Zombardment compared to the previous video I recorded. This list comes from a Japanese tournament and it was posted on MTG Goldfish 2 months ago. It seems to have won like a Grand Prix side event, which had like 100 and something people. And this is the original list, and I have played it a few leagues already, like some weeks ago, and I made only a few changes so far. Like I didn't like the Wasteland, like because it was colorless and this deck needs its colors in the early game. So I swapped it out with the Badlands now. I added the Surgical Extraction to the sideboard, because there is more combo like a Magic Online, especially Black-Red Reanimator. And I added Engineered Plague to the sideboard, because the deck kept losing to True Name Nemesis. And it can be tutored with Enlightened Tutor. Like, to be honest, I have not been impressed with the Enlightened Tutor's main deck either, but I have not yet decided to swap them out. So let's join this, if it's gonna open. Zombardment, yes, play points. I found this version to be a lot better than the one I played earlier, because like it doesn't only have 4 Cabal Therapy, but also 2 Thoughtseize and 3 Probes. So you have you will be able to shred their hand in the first turns a lot more consistently. And the hidden stockpile thing is kind of cute, but it's also, I mean, it's both cute, but it can also be good. Like together with Contamination, your opponent will never have anything but black mana. But I've lost after that because of Deathrite making black mana, like giving them black mana for Deathrite. I'm going to keep this. So maybe I want to add like Grim Lavamancer somewhere, because it kills Deathrite and it does stuff while still, like, even if they have Gravedigger's Cage. Or like Abrupt Decay for Deathrite. I'm playing against Lord of the Pit, like Sean Yu, who plays like any kind of deck. He used to be playing Miracles before the ban, but I've seen him play Elves afterwards, and Maverick, and like 4-color control. So like anything could happen. Gonna start by probing him. Like, you never know, I draw another card. It may make a difference in what I want to fetch. Brainstorm, Therapy, Angler, Delta, Thunder, Snap, Drop, sure. And this does not make a difference. I'm gonna fetch with the Polluted Delta, so my opponent gets less information. Like, Polluted Delta Probe and Delta may make him think that we are on a blue deck. Like, if this hand had Fateless Looting, it would be great, but I think so. His drop is gone and Ponder is gone. Because then we could ditch some lands and get Bloodcast back. But still, like, Bloodcast is very hard to deal with for Delver. Like, if it could block Angler, it would be awesome. But still, just as a threat, it's pretty strong. I think I'm gonna play the I'm gonna play the therapy first. And then I'm gonna play Bloodgust of the Scrublands to keep more fetches for returning him. I want to get the Brainstorm and the Angler, I think. Actually, Brainstorm gets better with Snapcaster, like if you make him discard it. But yeah, I think I want to take Brainstorm and not Snapcaster here. So Brainstorm is gone. And then I want to exile Polluted Delta for black. And I want to sacrifice the Bloodcast. Gormak Angler is a really big annoying creature. Gormak Angler. So that would be hard to deal with. Like we do have Grave Pact, but yeah, I don't want to deal with it yet. Yeah, he does get a turn to edict our death right. But that's okay. Like we don't really need the mana right now anyway. We're gonna play a fetch here, because then if he kills this in his turn, we can still get it back end of turn. And now we really need some better draws. In the therapy was a good draw after we had probed him. So I can't really complain, but like I don't draw any more lands, obviously. The lands are good with Bloodgast, but not like more than 3. The Delta is gone. You could therapy us and like do not, but he's probably going for end of turn Snapcaster Brainstorm. Alright, 8 more attacks to go. So therapy Brainstorm, and I mean Snapcaster Brainstorm, and then possibly therapy us if he does not find probe. If he finds probe, obviously he's gonna see that he does not want therapy. It's a bit too light on the background. May want to close the curtain, although actually it doesn't matter. Like you don't need to see my face. Sure, you can deal me some damage. Pyromancer is a problem. So we really need, I'm not sure what we need, but we don't need, we need more than this. Therapy before he could have anything. I'm gonna attack first. Yeah, and my opponent is saying that these are some terrible draws, and I guess that's correct. And I'm gonna play a Bayou, get back Bloodcasts, and therapy him, naming. Like it's not really gonna matter. I'm gonna name Daze just so he can't get a token if we flash it back. I'm gonna take the Pyromancer. And I'm gonna pass turn. I don't think we have any card that makes us win here, except like Grave Pact, and then something that allows us to like a Goblin Bombardment, or something that allows us to sacrifice creatures every turn. So, oh, he's not gonna exile this, which may mean he's on Flash, like on Hardcast Force of Will, but not necessarily. Here I have to fetch to get a Revolt trigger, or I may sacrifice the broadcast for a Scry, but then I can't bring it back with Landfall. Although I really want to Scry, it's tricky. I guess I'll fetch to get a Revolt trigger and then sacrifice something. Sacrifice something for the Scry next turn. Yes, I want to get the token. At least this token can keep blocking Pyromancer. But I think we're still losing this race, like, because he doesn't need to attack with Deathrite. I think I want to sacrifice Bloodcast here. Because he did not exile it previously, so that may mean... Wait, this is going to be too slow. Because... actually, I could get Jite, but I'm gonna spend the whole draw, an whole extra draw to get it. So I think if he were at a bit more life, I may have wanted it, but... So... yeah, he really wants to deal damage instead of exiling the broadcast and gaining life. Yeah, this is kind of a strange card in the deck, but it's another sacrifice outlet by re-equipping it to something different. And when you equip it on the Ethersworn, what's it called? Gifted Etherborn, like I've raised burn a lot of times just by getting a life, like a 5/5 life linker after equip. I think, yeah, it becomes a 5/5 life linker. I think I want to equip here and attack, because then afterwards I can sacrifice it to get more scries. Because I need to get a revolt trigger here to keep making more tokens. Oh, he's taking the damage. So he may have a bolt and think like he could be winning the race. Here I'm going to it doesn't even cost mana. Okay, so I'm not gonna re-equip, I'm going to sacrifice the token to get a new token. Our opponent must be wondering like what the hell is going on with this deck, all these weird cards. I do not want to draw land next turn. But I do want more tokens. So we lose to Bolt, or we lose to him, like, we lose to not killing him in the next few turns. Sure, making some tokens. If he attacks with both, I can only block one, so he can get me down to 1 life and shut off my fetch land. So I would kind of need like a JIT to equip on this card to be able to win me the game. So I do want to block this. Like, I still lose the Bolt anyway. Like, by not blocking. So wait, if I block and then sacrifice this to scry, I think before blocking I'm gonna like fetch this, key priority, sack it to scry. Then we get to we need to sacrifice this, key priority, and then fetch. So the scry happens after we shuffle our library, but we still get a Bloodcast trigger. So we sacrifice the Bloodcast key priority. Wait, we're not keeping priority here? I do not want probe. And I think, yeah, now without my trick, I'm inclined to block him. Like, blocking this doesn't, like, his next turn I'm dead anyway, so I think there is no reason to block, except like shutting off the fetch land. But I don't think the fetch land is gonna win us the game. Like, the Bloodcast trigger, because next turn he has too many creatures to block anyway, except if we draw like Lingering Souls. So anyway, normally we would have sacrificed the fetch land in response, but Magic Online did not want to let us do that. We draw Fateless Looting, which is more likely than not gonna find us anything. No, I think we're pretty dead. See, the next card would have been Probe. Nope. So he may have Gravedigger's Cage. Like, I'm gonna board this in against Gravedigger's Cage for sure. Then I want this makes him sacrifice creatures. Engineered Plague is good against Young Pyromancer. Like, the sacrifice, like, because if he has Gormak Angler and all these kind of things. I may want Detach Lifelink against Angler and just for gaining more life. I mean, I think I prefer that to some discard spells. Contamination, like you can still cast Angler and activate Deathrite. So I think Contamination is not good enough here. I mean, if it's even good at all in any matchup. Do I want to get Probe Therapy? Like, I mean, this can really wreck his hand. And this is really strong with the Gifted Etherborn. So, Bitter Blossom, like maybe the life loss is not good. It's a bit too rough here. And I like all of these. Yeah, maybe Enlightened Tutors. Like maybe we just want to naturally draw into our stuff, because we have several ways of dealing with problematic permanents. Would you like to play first? Yes. I guess I'll keep this just because of the Fateless Looting, and so we can first probe, and then unless we draw Therapy, I'm gonna loot Fatelessly. Brainstorm, Snapcaster, Ponder. Yeah, I have to write this down because Magic Online makes a difference between, like, this is looking at the card, so it does not enter the revealed card zone. So you have to manually type or like screenshot the cards. I think they could fix that, like making the revealed zone and the look at zone like identical. I don't think I want to discard the Lingering Souls yet, because it will have a lot of value, like producing 4 tokens. Next turn, Hidden Stockpile of a fetch land will give us a Revolt trigger already. And then, like, next turn, cast the Soul. Or like Flashback Lingering Soul, Flashback Fateless Looting if you want. Here I think I want to play Fateless Looting first, because I really feel I want to get a Snapcaster Mage with a Therapy. But it's not going to happen, so I will discard the Swamp, I guess, and here I want to discard Lingering Souls. A few lands to be able to not like, so I won't lose to a Wasteland on a colored source. And Gifted Etherborn seems better than 2 random tokens. Like, if we can get the Bolt out of his hand first. Play Delta and Pyromancer, sure. Phyrexian Tower, do I want it? Not really. Do I want Hidden Stockpile? Not really either. I don't want Flashback Fateless Looting, so I want either Hidden Stockpile or Flashback Lingering Souls. I don't think I want any of these yet, so it's not great, but I'm gonna Flashback Lingering Souls, Fateless Looting here. So I'm gonna discard the second Lingering Souls, like to be less weak to Surgical Extraction, because otherwise it takes the card out of her hand, which I don't want. I may want to keep Phyrexian Tower, so I'm going to ditch the Marsh Flats for now, and the Hidden Stockpile may have long game value. Oh yeah, I was gonna ditch the Lingering Souls. We may die to just a few turns of not actually doing anything, But so Brainstorm is gonna put back some cards. Sword Therapy will be a lot weaker now. I'm sure he has kept at least one Snapcaster, the Angler and the Bolt. Yeah, this is a place where I also would have liked Grim Lavamancer. Okay, so he did find a Surgical, and at least he's not taking a card out of our hand this way. But yeah, I really wanted to cast Lingering Souls next turn to start blocking these. So that's pretty rough for us. If he has Therapy now as well to take 2 cards, then we're dead. Bloodcast is not great. Oh, he's gonna Surgical the Fateless Looting. So okay, I guess I'm not gonna cast the Looting I was planning on. May cast Phyrexian Tower. No, I may play Bloodcast, sacrifice it with Phyrexian Tower. No, I won't get the landfall trigger. Yeah, Surgical Extraction is brutal here. But at least next turn, Bloodcast may be making a lot of mana with I think I'm still going to sacrifice it here. Because it can't block, and at least it will get us a Revolt trigger of the stockpile. We need Engineered Plague very quickly, but he has 5 cards, so I'm sure he has an answer to it. Yeah, Phyrexian mana is broken. I mean, we're both abusing Phyrexian mana. But I mean, I'm happy a card like Surgical Extraction exists. Yeah, I'm gonna concede here. Just to save some time. I could be playing like one more turn, but yeah, that's not gonna do anything. Yeah, he's a friendly fellow, Sean. So we did a bit of talking. Yeah, I made 4 on 1 once with this deck. I think the first or the second time I played it on Magic Online before I started recording. But after that, it's gone a bit downhill. So I do want I may want Grim Lavamancer. Grim Lavamancer. I reset. What do I want to cut for it? I think the Enlightened Tutors. Like, it's very cute to be able to tutor for these. But it's never come up as very relevant for me. So, Lavamancer. I want to add 2 to my deck. It's nice to have silver bullets. Maybe that could be better in the sideboard. No, I think I'll put 1 in the sideboard and cut a Gifted Etherborn for now. Yeah, I think I want to try it like this next time. Dope Daffy. I played him long time ago. Don't remember what he's on. Now this is turn 1 therapy, turn 2 hidden stockpile with Revolt, or another therapy. So I'm going to keep it. I'm gonna fetch a basic of a polluted delta, which may look like a very storm opening. Like delta, fetch swamp, therapy. That's and I'm gonna name Brainstorm, because if he does not have the ability to brainstorm back his to brainstorm in response to the second therapy, we are able to take anything. And he did not have brainstorm, but next turn we can take. I'm not sure I want to take True Name next turn yet. Because then I don't have 2 spells to play. I think first I want to play Stockpile, and then I can like play Therapy and flush it back with the token we're generating. And like he can't play True Name this coming turn anyway. Our opponent is currently thinking, what the fuck? That's a reason to play a deck like this. To make your opponent wonder what the hell is going on. Yeah, maybe I want to cut 1 hidden stockpile, because it's a cute card. Do I want to flashback? Yes, I want to flashback. Although having a second hidden stockpile may actually be kind of okay with all the tokens we're sacrificing. Like all the tokens we're generating with the Revolt. Oh, that's STP, Chase, Volt, Darn, Castle Judgment, Snap. Yeah, I was a bit too slow in fetch a Badlands, so we have like a double Revolt. I'm gonna play the hidden stockpile, and I'm gonna play another therapy, taking his what's most valuable. He can Snapcaster Ponder next turn. I think Jace can't beat all these tokens. Maybe cancels Judgment, because it exiles. Yeah, this is like the real hand-wrecking power of the deck. Like either Snapcaster cancels Judgment or Jace. Like we can flash back and name Jace next turn, because he won't have 4 mana yet. So I want to name something he can cast now. A Council Judgment taking one hidden stockpile is annoying, but it's not great. I think Snapcaster Ponder is a stronger play. Like Snapcaster Ponder gives him the option to dig for more mana or options, so I'll gladly trade a hidden stockpile for that with the Council's Judgment. And I can take the chase next turn. So let's see. Hidden stockpile is kind of cute, but I feel like cutting one is okay. Then what did I cut here? Just the 2 Enlightened Tutors. Yeah, I think I'll put in the tutor. I think I'll put Enlightened Tutors in the sideboards, both of them, and like put the third Thoughtseize main. Just, I don't know. Just as an experiment. Please, no engineered explosives. Swords of Plowshares and Bolt. Fair enough. Okay, admittedly we can't flashback therapy and we can't get any tokens here now. But at least this will trigger Revolt next turn. If I play Bitter Blossom now, unless he has Engineered Explosives for 2, I think this will just generate too much value against the slow control-ish deck. Oh, alright. No Bitter Blossom for me. And I'll try myself another hidden stockpile. He's exiling the Jace. Sure. I may want to scry with one of the tokens. I should be getting my Revolt triggers, because the untap step is in my turn, right? Yes. And okay, Stoneforge will make our therapy very good unless he gets GT and casts it now. So I will need to scry to a solution for one of these. I could do it in the upkeep, but I think I want to do it now. Like, I'm gonna sacrifice this now with the Paradise. So it will return and I will still get a Revolt trigger next turn. Jit is gonna be a big problem here. Take Council's Judgment. And getting more tokens. Oh yeah, I can block if he attacks, I can block. Then sacrifice it before damage, so he will never get any counters on it. That's a good play. So I do want to block this. Then before damage, I will sacrifice the blocking creature. Is Bloodcast doing anything here? I feel we don't really need it here. So I'm gonna bottom it. Probe is okay. Just the planes, sure. Oh, Goblin Bombardment. It's the namesake of the deck, so that means we should definitely play it. Not with that one. I already have the revolt trigger, right? Yeah, I have the... Yeah, our opponent is asking about the deck. So I was answering some questions. Do I want to exile anything yet? Maybe the Swords to Plowshares. No, or the Bolts to start playing around Snapcaster. And we'll be getting some more tokens. Yeah, I guess I want to keep scrying. Enlightened Tutor for... No, we don't need it right here, right now. Although we also don't need podcasts. So that's basically the same. I'm gonna play Bloodcast here and use it to kill the Stoneforge. And opponent concedes. Definitely want artifact removal. And because he's on True Name, I also want more sacrifice effects and Engineered Plague. And possibly like more discard for the chases and the what's it called? Yeah, the equipments. But I don't have that much that I really want to board out. Maybe against Swords to Plowshares the Bloodcasts are not great, because you will also board in Rest in Peace, most likely. So we need to find cards that are not completely dead to Rest in Peace. Yeah, I don't think we need all the discard. Lingering Soul still seems good, even without the flashback. I think I'm just gonna cut the Bloodcasts completely here, because I don't think that's the way to beat him. Maybe I just cut the thoughts. No, I really want to hit his chases, even though like beating Needle isn't gonna be enough. His stockpile really proved its worth. So I may cut the Grafted Wargear and cut I'll cut one Thoughtseize by lack of better options. This hand is very risky. The deck only plays 20 lands, so I can't rely on drawing a second one. This is not great, but it's slightly better. At least I have turn 1 play, and I can either play Stockpile or Soul's turn 2. Do I want to name Swords to Plowshares? No, because It's like one card for each source of plowshares, or like therapy. It's like both. If he wants to plow this, I guess he can, because we don't need a ramp right now. Yeah, I wanted to therapy for brainstorm as well, but since he had the mana open, it didn't make any sense yet. And leaving the therapy hidden in case he plays Stoneforge, then he may feel more safe to fetch out an equipment. Yeah, exactly. Because I want him to get the Jite and then be able to take it. He may already have the Jite in hand. Here I'm going for therapy and stockpile, and if I need to, I can sacrifice my death rights to flash it back. I'm gonna get a white source. I'm first going to play the therapy, because I don't want therapy to be dazed. I want to see his hand before I commit the stockpile. I'm gonna take Better Skull. Better Skull is gone. So he has Force, Brainstorm, Stoneforge, Containment Priest, and Spell Snare. Those are all pretty annoying. Okay. Actually, I think I want to flash back the Deathrite first. I think I do want Force of Will gone. Or do I want Stoneforge gone? No, I want Force of Will gone. Because if he counters Hidden Stockpile, do we even need Hidden Stockpile? Maybe I want Containment Priest gone. It only stops Bloodcasts, so we don't need... Spell Snare is strong against us. I think I'm gonna take Spell Snare. It's very easy to keep open 1 mana, and it counters a lot of cards in our deck. So that's 4 cards left. Then if he forces this, he's stuck with only Stoneforge and Containment Priests. So I'm actually fine if he decides to force. Because I want to resolve the Seal of Cleansing as well. That's why the Spell Snare was annoying. Sure. That does not scare me at all. Here, sadly enough, I am not going to get a token. That's okay. Sure. Here I feel like flash back Lingering Souls and keep open the white mana. So I'm gonna cast it this way. I keep open white mana in case he plays Rest in Peace next turn. Stoneforge, sure. Oh yeah, I don't have artifact removal in the wear tear yet. That's feels cheated. If he left in the containment priest, that means he does not have a blue card for force of will. But I really need a red source here. That's very annoying. I think I'm gonna attack first. Yeah, I think I want to attack with everything. Then I think I want to sacrifice a spirit for a black mana. To be sure to get the revolt trigger. And it also plays around Spell Pierce. And I want to sacrifice a spirit to Scry and hope to find a red source. Now we will get revolt and we can sacrifice it again to prevent the GT counters. And if it does not attack, I think I may still want to scry to a red source. Equip for sure. So I do block this. I sacrifice a servo to scry and I keep it on top. Get myself a red source. I do have revolt already now. Do I want to keep open the red for wear tear? Is the question. Yeah, the synergies in this deck, like with the GT and like there are very small synergies here, like with keeping priority and then fetching, like I tried to do in the previous game. Like they really make playing this deck interesting. Do I want to needle anything? Not yet. I don't think I need to tutor for... I may want to tutor for... what's it called? I think I may want to tutor for... Grave Pact, yeah. But he still has Force of Will out. So that means... as long as he has his mana open, I think I'm still gonna try it. I do have a revolt trigger. I think I'm still gonna play the Seal of Cleansing here. Or do I? Then next turn I can play Grave Pact. No, I can't. I think I'm not gonna play Seal of Cleansing yet. Because then I can end of turn tutor and cast Grave Pact without having to sacrifice a creature yet. Or at least I will have one more mana. Declare attackers, sure. I will block with the servo. Okay. I'll sacrifice it to scry. Do I want more Fateless looting? Like, he has Hardcast Force of Will up. So maybe tutoring for Grave Pact is not yet the best option here. I think I'm gonna bottom it though. Now in the face of Hardcast Force, throwing it under the bus seems bad. Still gonna see like if I have other options to tutor for. Contamination. Yeah, Contamination would shut him off any colored mana. So that's like it forces him to counter. I want to attack first, so I can have 5 mana with sacrificing a spirit. Yeah, so we basically just baited his force, sure. And I will now play Seal of Cleansing. Now I need to kill the Jite, and I won't be blocking. I think I can just take the damage. Here I want to scry. No, I should actually flashback Fateless Looting first. And I don't want to sacrifice any more creatures for now. Okay, maybe I should have. Pay, no. So you can either trigger Revolt by fetching, or I can trigger it by sacrificing and scrying. But I think I want to have more creatures here. So I'm going to start with fetching. And I can block I can block one creature with the token, and then sacrifice it to scry. So I'm taking 2 damage and he's taking... Oh, maybe he found a sword. I should play carefully not to... Oh yeah, actually he can't equip yet, and he already has Better Skull gone, right? Yeah. So, but he can still untap and equip a sword, sort of a Fire and Ice or something. Yeah, I want to block and then scry. Yes, Grave Pact is excellent. I'm gonna put it on top. If he does not have a counter for this, it's gonna be awesome. Oh, he does have Hardcast Force of Will again. Because I could sacrifice one to make mana, and then I would get a token. Like, I could sacrifice with mana, I could sacrifice to scry, and it would be glorious. Here I think I want to attack and then sacrifice one to scry, because I want to get the revolt trigger to get more blockers. Like sacrifice one creature, get one new creature. Oh yeah, he's just keeping the Stoneforge to prevent me from attacking with the servo. I don't want to be paying 2 life just to dig one card deeper. Here I think I can actually take the damage. I prefer not sacrificing my... I prefer sacrificing it in my upkeep. Actually he does play Bolt, that's 4 damage. I'm not yet dead to Bolt. But I think I want to sacrifice this in my upkeep. Snapcaster... Brainstorm? Okay. Oh, Swords to Plowshares potentially. Ooh, okay, that's rough. One vote. Huh, that's funny. But I'm not sure I will have enough blockers now. Like, I need to attack because I will lose a creature anyway, because I need it to die for the revolt trigger. I need to scry with it. Play mana, sacrifice it. Another hidden stockpile. Is this gonna do anything? Like I'm not gonna be able to sacrifice a creature next turn. Like I'm forced to block this and this, so I won't have any more creatures to sacrifice next turn. Declare attackers, okay. Block the spirit and block with containment priests. Then I will sacrifice this, but not this, because this will kill the Snapcaster at least. Detection probe. Yeah, can I pay 2 life? Yeah, I can pay 2 life, that's great. Next card would have been not good enough. Lingering Souls would have been great. So what would I have liked here? Maybe the Thoughtseize would have been okay. The probe was definitely less okay. Like the Thoughtseizes could have been able to get forces out of his hand. And yeah, Bloodcast was definitely bad against their Containment Priest plan. So I think I'm gonna do it like this. And Thoughtseize is like almost the same as Probe here, because with Therapy, if you already see their hand with the Thoughtseize, then you don't, like with the Probe you're looking at their hand, and with Thoughtseize you're looking at their hand, so you're getting the same information, but instead of drawing an extra card, you get to take one of their cards. I would like to play first. Oh, I'm only at 5 minutes. I need to play this very quickly. Maybe I'm talking too much. So turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Fateless Looting. Take Brainstorm. I want Ponder, so I play Fateless Looting and Thoughtseize probably. Like this. Discard, I think, Enlightened Tutor because I want more land. And Hidden Stockpile because I have plenty of them. Engineered explosives is annoying, but so is Jite. I think I take Jite here. Yeah, I'm gonna play stockpile into his EE. He has true name. That's problematic. Contamination seems okay. The problem is I can only play one card into his EE then. I'll just hope I draw one more. Yeah, I'm unlikely to win this one. Like previous game would have been possible if we resolved the Grave Pact or anything else. He's not blowing up EE. That's good for us. I'm not playing Contamination yet because if he blows up EE, then we just have to sacrifice this next turn. Surgical targets fataless looting is pretty good, because I did feel like blowing up, like flashing it back this turn. Yeah, I should have been less greedy and taken the hidden stockpile instead of the contamination. Yeah, if I wanted the quick win, this was a possible out. And just hidden stockpile, as long as he's not blowing up the EE, then it will just sit in my hand forever. Let's not block this. Yeah, the deck definitely needs some more fine-tuning, or I need to make better choices with the sideboarding. Now we really need to get the True Name Nemesis out of his hand. Scrubland. Do I just jam the contamination and hope that he doesn't draw, like that I do draw, like I sacrifice the Fairy Rogue and hope to draw something better? Yeah, I think with this little time I just want to prevent the True Name Nemesis from coming down. And I will sacrifice the Fairy Rogue, and if I draw, oh yeah, I already threw away like 3 of my hidden stockpiles, so that's problematic. I'm gonna rush the Snapcaster. Ha! Ha, gotcha. Exile a Ponder. Now I sadly have to sacrifice this. Therapy. Great. And now it's 2 True Name Nemesis. Alright. Going to exile the counterspell, I guess actually. Yeah, I think I want to exile the counterspell. True Name Nemesis. Yeah, here our opponent obviously has the better cards. Like, I'm still gonna jam this, and you never know, it may do anything. Wait, I need the black mana. But yeah, 3 minutes is too short to be able to win a game without like any pressure on board. Yeah, Lingering Souls would still be okay here. Therapy. Sure, you are going to file in the Batterskull in response. I'm just gonna name something random like Force of Will or Brainstorm. You already played 2 Brainstorms. Snapcaster Mage, whatever. Okay. He did have Brainstorm. Should have named it. And we're dead. Next card was... Oh, the game does not want to show us. 1-2, that's not good. And against Stoneforge decks, I also really like the Grim Lavamancer. The probe has not been awesome so far. Only like with turn 1, maybe want 4 Thoughtseize and 4 Therapy and 0 probe. Because it becomes uncastable later in the game. And also Thoughtseize, like I said before, it gives you the same information. Like sure, digging 1 deeper is good, and with Grim Lavamancer you get extra fuel. Yeah, I like this. I mean, we're on the draw. We have 1 land, but Probe can get us 1 card deeper, and like we have an extra draw for being on the draw. We do have a lot of high costed cards, but Crucible of Worlds, I think, was the double card. Yeah. And their opponent is down 2 cards. Next turn, take a Smokestack, definitely. And I'm not gonna fetch here until it's really necessary. because I don't want him to waste land our only, like our second land. To probably just play big hanger backwalker. On big it's just a 2/2, but maybe with Enlightened Tutor I would actually like a artifact land if I keep in hanger backwalker. If I keep in the Enlightened Tutors anyway. Here I'm gonna throw this under the bus. Just to start making tokens. And at least this can help us cry in our upkeep. Yeah, I admit here probe was better than Thoughtseize, because the probe actually drew us the therapy. But that's a fringe case. Oh no! Don't kill our server token. Upkeep. Sacrifice this. To get put on top. Yes, thank you. Oh yeah, he can't actually blow the tokens because he would lose his hanger backwalker. So how do we stop the walker? It's gonna be really big, and Grave Pact is not going to be enough here. So how was I updating the deck? I think I was cutting one stockpile, adding the I don't think we're winning this game. That's very unlikely. Ghost Quarter, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna concede here. I definitely want all the artifact removal. I guess I do want Engineered Plague against the tokens. Pitting Needle seems okay. Against like the High Hanger Backwalker and stuff like that. But don't I like? Like this card, if he has turn 1 Chalice, it's very bad. But I may need it. Like maybe I just cut a few of them. Like he only needs colorless mana, so contamination is bad. I don't know if he has big creatures. I don't know if I like Grave Pact. I mean, most of them will be artifacts anyway. Maybe I cut like a therapy. And then also a probe. Maybe this is not really good, but it may help our tokens be able to compete with his big blockers. Oh yeah, we are actually in a play, so this card could be better around Chalice. I think I'm gonna turn one Therapy for Chalice here. Oh, no, I'm still gonna play Deathrite first. Actually, it's a rough one. No, I'm gonna Deathrite. Like, the deck is not completely weak to Chalice, and if he does not have Chalice turn 1, then we can either Therapy it away or Enlighten Tutor before he lands a Chalice for a Seal of Cleansing. I don't want to play around everything. Okay, it does look like a Chalice. No, we just start making Bitter Blossom tokens. And at least Bitter Blossom tokens will become pretty big here. Ratchet Bomb is a problem. I prefer he would actually take the Deathrite over the Bitter Blossom, but I'm sure he's gonna take the Blossom. At least it makes our next turn choice easier, like just playing the Grafted Wargear. That sucks. Oh wait, I'm not gonna exile the Wasteland yet. I don't think I want to play into the Ratchet Bomb yet. Yeah, but I'm gonna stick around to exile the Wasteland with Deathrite in case of a Crucible. These are only basics, and I hope he does not know that. If he goes quarters and then blows this at 1, we're gonna need to ride the ferry army to victory. I mean, I do actually want him to blow the Deathrite, but I don't want him to cost quarter me. Artifact, creature, or land. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna have to tap everything anyway. Sure. 3. I can tap the chalice, the tangle wire, and probably ghost quarter. And we have to tap 3, so we're probably gonna tap these 3. So tapping the land is more versatile because the threat can still do other things, like attack, if we don't draw a second mana source. Chalice for 2 would ruin us here. Ratchet Bomb is still pretty annoying as well. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Did not draw a land, so I'm definitely gonna attack here. No, I think now he's going after the death right. I think it should have something like Stony Silence in the sideboard, maybe. Although it does not. Or like something that destroys all artifacts. Don't go squatter me. Don't chalice for 2 me. Smokestack. Oh lord. I'll tap the tokens and hope to draw land. Yes. Perfect. I think I prefer Bitter Blossom makes a token for sure, and Stockpile does not. Either way, I want to scrub land. No, I want a plateau. Oh well. Although Bloodcast has haste, so that's and it comes back. I think I still want the Bitter Blossom, because the only guaranteed way. No, actually, Stockpile does not lose me life, and Smokestack will make sure that I. Smokestack will make sure that I sacrifice permanents. But it's no, I think the flying, in case he has like flying, like the Hangerback Walker to block. I think I'm gonna go for the for that one, for the flying tokens. Like he's getting pretty close to lethal damage anyway. Bloodcast will be pretty nice too with the Smokestack and. Oh, okay. That could be problematic. He lets me first tap and then sacrifice. That means I can tap a token and sacrifice it. Okay. Then I will sacrifice the same permanent. Broadcast as haste. It's actually, I think that's pretty strong here. I think that's the line I want to take. Just get in as much damage as possible. And I can sacrifice it to smokestack and still bring it back with haste. Like the Bloodghasts really makes these ancient tombs bad by bringing in an additional 2 unexpected damage. And if he gonna sacrifice it to smokestack in case he goes down to only 1 or 0 cards in hand, and if he leaves 2 cards in hand, I want to have the 2 damage. Crucible is bad. Like he can start ghost quartering us, and he can just sacrifice stuff to smokestack and bring it back. Wait, what? Oh, he just casts Mox Diamond to get rid of cards in his hand. That's smart. Sure, I sacrifice the Bloodcast, and I don't think I still need Bitter Blossom. So now I can attack for 2 damage, and next turn I need to attack once more. So I think I sacrifice the Swamp. Yes. Stockpile. And this can help us dig to wear tear or like basically anything. Anything to kill the Ensnaring Bridge in case he goes Hellbent next turn. Yeah, if I turn 1 Therapy the Chalice, I would have been in a better spot, like the whole game. Here I'm definitely gonna scry end of turn. Oh. He cannot get his hand empty. It's very good for us. I think I want to keep the configuration the same here. I'm gonna keep this, like it has an out to artifacts, and it has a hidden stockpile, which is okay against his smokestack. Although on the draw, it may be slow. I'm gonna take the risk. Sure, I don't care yet. Wasteland means I can't just play the Scrubland to destroy it. But I don't even really need to destroy it yet. Like I can wait until I can fuse it, if it's possible. Now get me a plateau. Okay, I don't need a graveyard, so keeping just Wasteland and Leyline I think is not good enough. I left the battlefield, yeah, so it doesn't even need to go to the graveyard. That's important to know. Our opponent does not play a artifact yet. So I think I'm just gonna play the Seal of Cleansing first. Like I'm going to sacrifice this because it will replace itself. Bitter Blossom I can leave on top. I mean, it's weak to Ratchet Bomb. With Ratchet Bomb, like we can probably deal with it before it gets to 2 counters. Yes, I will very certainly fuse this now, just for the value. Fuse, target artifact, target enchantment. 1, 2, 3. Sure. Maybe I should have attacked first. It's at least now I don't need to use my fetch land yet. Yeah, it basically just cost me 1 scry, but I saved the fetch land. I guess I'm gonna name Hangerback Walker because we lose to that. Although I could be naming anything else. Yeah, these cards I very likely need to get rid of one of these. So I think I flashback therapy and get the Lodestone Golem and let him have the Crucible. Like I won't use Seal on the Ratchet Bomb, but I will save it for the Crucible. Because like a 5-3 will be hard to deal with from here. Lodestone Golem. Here I feel like I think I'm going for the Lingering Souls. I don't want to make his Ratchet Bomb better yet. Sure. Chalice for 1, I don't care about that, so I'm gonna take the Crucible. Not yet gonna play the Engineer Plague. Wait, did I trigger Revolt yet? Nope, that means I might as well just scry here. Thoughtseize can go on the bottom, I don't care about Sphere of Resistance. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to keep track of whether you triggered Revolt already or not. Because it's a mechanic that normally you don't use in Legacy. What's that? It's gonna be a big mana spell, but so he has one. Oh, so it's just 4 mana. Okay, sure. Sure, if you want to sacrifice a land, be my guest. I'm gonna play neither of these into the Ratchet Bomb yet. Just gonna attack and scry. And then he's probably gonna activate Ratchet Bomb end of turn. I'm gonna bottom it. Huh. Interesting. Oh, he has Chalice at 1. That's I don't want to do that then. I'm gonna attack with the Servo as well. He's probably gonna block it with Mishra, and then I can sacrifice it to the hidden stockpile. Zombardment is very good here. Like it could kill him like in 1 or 2 turns. Strange that he's not using the Ratchet Bomb here. I mean, it does prevent us from overcommitting, but he doesn't know that, I think. Oh, that's very good. I mean, very good. It will save him some turns, but without Crucible. So I want to get attack damage in first. So I can play the Goblin Bombardment. Post combat, it's already at the lethal damage. Sure. He's giving me 1 more scry. I don't think I needed that, right? Just like a 1/2 creature. That may be like, okay, he does have a few cards to exile, for sure. Yeah, I think playing Goblin Bombardment forces him to sacrifice the Ratchet Bomb now, which is okay. And then we're in second main. That means he can possibly gain 6 life, and I can... Do I want to sacrifice any of these tokens? Yeah, I want to force him to sacrifice lands. Because otherwise a Ratchet Bomb next turn to kill all my tokens would be bad. So I want to split my... I want to split my investment between tokens and 2 mana spells and enchantments. I think I deal one more. I think I'm just gonna sacrifice them all, like to force him to sacrifice more lands. And then I'm gonna drop Bitter Blossom and attack for lethal with Bloodcast next turn. So he goes to 3. I think I want to keep this token here. Like he only has 1 land now. So okay, at least he has a blocker now for Bloodcasts. But I think I can put a I think I want to put a... because I'm a nasty person. No, actually it doesn't help me. Because a 1/1 will still kill my Bloodcasts. Meaning I'm just gonna attack and force him to either sacrifice a land or trade with Mishra's Factory. Which boils down to the same. At least blocking with Mishra will mean he kills my Bloodcast, like exiles it. The next turn should be dead. I will take a short toilet break and be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. Gonna pay me some bills while I'm waiting. There should be someone online at this time of the day, normally. Alright. There's the game. Southpaw. Turn 1 therapy, turn 2 flashback. Yeah, I'll keep this. I may blindly name Brainstorm here. Of course, I'm going to pollute the delta into basic. My opponent may not brainstorm in response if they have it, if they think I'm Storm, and I want name Force of Will. They had neither. Sure. It's interesting, they did not probe us yet. Maybe because they had like nothing to do, like they didn't have therapy or turn 1 play. So maybe they wanted to wait for like randomly drawing on Pyromancer first. Here I'm sad I did not fetch a Badlands, because otherwise I could first Faithless Looting, first play Faithless Looting of the Badlands, then play a fetch land to get back the Bloodcast for free, and a therapy with it. Let's see. So here I think I'm going to fetch the Badlands anyway. And I'm gonna wait with flashbacking one more turn. Jita could be good here. They'd have a bolt for Deathrite, but they should be weak to stockpile contamination, except for Angler. But I think Deathrite could still be good here. I think I'm gonna dump the Deathrite. Here I'm gonna therapy. If I take Angler, if I take Angler now, they can call against command and bring it back. But if I take call against command, they may be able to cast it next turn. Like they will have 1, 2, 3 cards in the graveyard and 3 mana. No, unless they have another probe, I think taking the call against command first, and then next turn flashing it back. Oh, that's a very good. That's a very good choice to take the call against command now. But it will mean they can cast Angler this turn. Which is problematic. Because by playing a fetch land, we get back Bloodcasts, we can flashback Therapy, and then after sacrificing the fetch land, we get it back and can flashback the second Therapy. But if he leaves open Bolt mana, we may not, like he may just bolt in response to the Therapy anyway. So I want to see if he has anything else to take. Force of Will. Right. Yes. He's probably gonna bolt me in response, unless he sees... Oh, he does not. So he's saving me some life, that's very friendly. Maybe he didn't realize I could flashback twice. I do want the Scrubland here. Yeah, Bloodcast is pretty broken with Cable Therapy. Do I even care about Force of Will yet? I guess I do. I don't really, but... At least they can't brainstorm it away next turn. Here I can block and scry, for example. I don't want to go for contamination yet. Okay. I want to pay 1 and sacrifice a servo. Put on top, that's very good. Because we can get double stockpile, Bloodcast back, and JT online. Yes, so we sacrifice this for a Revolt trigger. We get ourselves a Plateau. And wait for stockpile. Yeah, I mean we lose the flashback on Fateless Looting here. But yeah, this machine should be able to deal some real damage, like equipping the servos, attacking, and then killing Deathrite or having it blocked. or being able to sacrifice it. Like just so many plays here. The contamination with 2 stockpiles I think actually beats the angler, so we just need to be able to stop the death rite. Do I care about extra damage? No, I think I want to be able to equip one for sure. We may die to display, but I don't feel like actually calculating the equip the shit they do. Does it matter? Serve a token, I guess. I'm gonna attack with both. No, actually, he could bolt this one and block the other one. So I'm gonna attack with just one. That's not good. At least I can get counters now by blocking. Yeah, taking... Like, if we did not have this token, I wouldn't have been able to equip. And take it on blockers, but at least we would have saved 5 damage, so I'm not sure if the extra jitter counters are worth the 5 damage. Because if he has a bolt for this creature, then yeah, they were quite behind. Exiles a land for a chase, sure. I can beat a chase, I think. Or can I? So, attack, he blocks, I can kill the death rite. And then if I drop contamination, his Jace can still kill me. So I need to get the Grave Pact, contamination and tutor for... No, contamination and death rite, I think. And enlighten tutor in upkeep next turn of a white mana of my fetch land for a Grave Pact. Could possibly do it. Chooses not to block because he does not want to give me 2 more tokens. That's fair. Maybe then... I'm not sure if I... well, I definitely want to kill the death rite here. I think I still want contamination, because I think we are able to deal with the Jace. Actually no, we can't cast Enlightened Tutor if we have the contamination in play. So I need to get a Grave Pact here. Then I need to contamination. And we'll be missing out on 2 triggers here. But that's okay, because this will give us 2 triggers every turn by sacrificing 1. So we're netting 1 token a turn. So only brainstorming into blue card and Force of Will can stop the Grave Pact action, I think. Alright. The opponent does not want to wait it out. I think he has Pyromancer, so I want Plague, or maybe a True Name. I want Wear Tear because he might be bringing in, what's it called? Growldigger's Cage is very likely. Maybe even Pitting Needle. So I'm gonna Pitting Needle for his Chase. Although I don't really care about Chase that much. Like, of course, if he's ahead on board, it will be hard to deal with the Chase. But as long as I can resolve like Lingering Souls or, pardon me, or like a Hidden Stockpile, we should be able to pressure it properly. I'm not sure, like the Touch or Lifelink, if it's really relevant here. I may bring in 2 at most against Robot Justice could be okay. This does not deal with an Angler if you put it on a token, so I think I board it out. I don't want to be losing life to Probe in this matchup, so I think I'm just gonna cut a bit on the therapy package. Like this. And I think on the draw this may be a bit slow, so I'm gonna cut 1. Turn 1 looting. Yeah, I don't know. Hope to draw something with the looting, so I'm gonna keep. Right, sure. Okay, this changes my plan. I think I want to start Deathrite Shamaning here. Like, if he fetches and uses his own fetch with Deathrite, then I can still Fateless Looting, discard land, and exile it with my own Deathrite, if needed. Yeah, of course this makes the Bloodcasts a bit more awkward. Or discarding Lingering Souls, because I can't trigger it immediately. Maybe I want to ditch the Engineered Plague here, and yeah, I think I'm gonna ditch the Goblin Bombardment for now. I don't want to throw away Lingering Souls or Bloodcast yet. Although he could maybe have had the Bloodcasts, because he could only exile either Fateless Looting or Bloodcasts. Actually, he could exile both. Like one end of turn, one in his own turn. Therapy, sure. At least he's down to 3 cards. No, if he does not exile Fateless Looting here, I may just overload this Deathrite by discarding both cards to a flashback. If he exiles in his turn, I don't want to play Lingering Souls, because then he can exile it in his next turn. And I may just hardcast, Bloodcast or something. He's going for it now. We have a second Lingering Souls and potentially a Jite to equip if we draw another land. I prefer him eating it with Deathrite to him surgicaling it, obviously. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be playing around Growldigger's Cage as much with my sideboard. Because maybe the Pyromancer decks are more likely to play Surgical Extraction. Sure. Top deck land. Therapy me. Sure. He's not gonna name one of these, I think. So if he wants a flashback to take the cheat day, I guess that I think that's the best for him. Oh! How does he know? Like he's never seen it? He's never seen our hand. And we didn't play it game 1. Oh yeah, we did play it game 1. Yeah, I remember now. Here we're going to Fateless Looting and discard these two, or at least one of them. Because now I can get them both back. Well, his death rights are out of order. So flashback Lingering Souls. And play a death right. Yeah, so 2 death rights should lose to this army. I mean, if our top decks are equal. His first top deck is bad. So I think he should have kept a land in hand for a future brainstorm. Or for a future brainstorm, or just like to lure me into playing a Thoughtseize. I'm gonna keep this in hand for like Fateless Looting to be able to discard more cards. And next turn he's dead to our flying creatures. Exile Thoughtseize. Just to prevent 2 damage, I will force him to use his second death right for it. Although maybe if I did not use it, I would also lose 2 life, and I would have an untapped death right in his turn. So I think I should not have responded. Then I could have countered his life gain activation. Flats, thank you. Yes. And I guess I'll make him sacrifice the second death right, although he's actually just dead to my death right activation here. I don't know why I didn't just see the life drain here. Alright, from a bad 0-2 start, we are back to 2-2. So one more game to win here. Rihu, I would like to play first, yes. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Fateless Looting. Yeah, I think I want to start with a Bloodstained Mire for Thoughtseize. Like, I want to Thoughtseize before I play the Fateless Looting here. But I want to Thoughtseize first from a Badlands to pretend I'm Black-Red Reanimator. Here I don't want to fetch from the Polluted Delta into a basic swamp, because that doesn't allow for Fateless looting into Return Bloodcast in the same turn. Force, Deathrite, Force, Fatal Push. I mean, only Deathrite does anything. Taking Force of Will would mean that I disabled his other Force of Will, so it's kind of a double Thoughtseize. But beating the Deathrite is kind of hard here. With this hand, at least it will deal a lot of damage to our hand. And if he wants to counter the Fateless looting, then it should be okay to do so. And he's thinking about it. Discard Bloodcasts. Discard. I think we can ditch a land because we have a second Fateless looting. I am going to probe him. He drew another Polluted Delta, sure. Here I'm not gonna play fetch land yet, I'm just gonna Fateless loot again. Fatal Push is very bad against Bloodcasts, so there is no reason to ever take it from his hand. It's very difficult with this deck is knowing whether to sideboard the enchantment and artifact removal against Gravedigger's Cage or Leyline, or whether to... do I need Grave Pact here? No, I think Goblin Bombardment should be enough to kill like his Strixes and stuff. Maybe Grave Pact is good if he's on Leovold. Anyway, like, I still know when to sideboard against Surgical, like I can't play around Surgical really, except with Thoughtseize. Or whether to like board in anti-enchantment or anti-artifact hate. Main phase. Like if I play Bitter Blossom, it's gonna get Force of Will for sure. So I feel like first attacking. Then fetching a white source. Although he's heavy on basics, so it may still be risky in case he's on like back to basics or something like that. And then I want to flash back a Fateless looting. Discard Bloodcast, and I think I discard the Goblin Bombardment here. So maybe it was a better idea to keep the Grave Pact, and I can still tutor for the second Grave Pact. The second cast will not get haste yet, so I'm gonna attack first. If he wants a Fatal Push it, I'll just get it back. Well, if I play my fetch land first and then attack any pushes, I don't get it back this turn yet. I mean, of course with fetching I do. And I'm still gonna keep flashing back Fateless lootings here. Because I know he has Force of Will, and Bitter Blossom could be really valuable here. I'm gonna ditch one Bitter Blossom and one land. And I have the Grave Pact I need. So I may run Bitter Blossom into Force of Will to be able to resolve Grave Pact. Yeah, I think I want to tutor here for something else that he wants to counter. Maybe Hidden Stockpile. First play Hidden Stockpile, if he counters it I play Bitter Blossom. Because if he counters Bitter Blossom and then I resolve Hidden Stockpile, I don't have mana to activate it. And it's basically gonna do nothing. At least for the first turn. Contamination seems funky too, but I think we don't have enough. Like Contamination, Bitter Blossom. Actually, he does need to kill the counter the Contamination here. But then I won't have 2 more mana to play the. Yeah, well, I think I want to be able to play 2 spells this turn, only one of which he should be able to counter. So the plan was, let's see, first jam Stockpile, then jam Bitter Blossom, and next turn Grave Pact. Sure. Let's try Bitter Blossom. Force, pitch, force. Alright. Did not draw another blue card. Or at least not one hit wanted to pitch. So he's fetching. I'm assuming he does not have excess land anymore. So I'm gonna remove it. Jace, okay. I think this should be able to attack the Jace. Like if he was at 1 less life, I could even hope to bring back the Bloodcast and... Oh, he's mind sculpting me. Like fate sealing me. Yeah, I guess he wants to tick it up because it's gonna die pretty easily otherwise. I still think Jace cannot deal with a Resolve Bitter Blossom. Like I'm gonna get 1 token, then I have 2, then I have 3. And unless he has engineered explosives, I think I'm gonna attack his life first to get him under 10, to be able to get Bloodcast with haste after this turn. Then I have to decide whether playing Lingering Souls adds more value to the board just by providing a faster clock, or Grave Pact. Like I can play Lingering Souls, the next turn if he plays a creature, Grave Pact will still be good. So I think I do it that way. Because playing Grave Pact now doesn't do anything. Because he will not, if he has a removal spell and a creature, he will still in his turn first cast the removal spell and only then the creature. We don't have a sacrifice outlet. So Grave Pact on empty board does nothing yet, and this will provide more damage. Attack Raihu. Okay, my opponent writes he has to go, so I'm not sure if I should sideboard for this game. I'm still gonna do it in case like he just wants to keep it short, but not concede entirely. I'm just gonna cut some random cards here. I don't know, just bring in some anti-hate cards, and then if he really does concede, then yeah, alright. I mean, we could have won the last game anyway, so I'm still gonna consider this 3-2. We're gonna open the treasure chests. And it's a Black Cleave Cliffs. That's a good card. And yeah, I have some ideas to improve the deck by adding Grim Lavamancer. So I will definitely be streaming this again in the future. See you later.